Let's get started by switching over to the Shopify Customizer window inside the Therm OSD example store. So here we are on the homepage of the store, and on the left here you can see all the dynamic sections that make up the Therm OSD homepage. If we click to add extra sections down here, we can see that these are all the sections that make up the power theme. In total, the power theme includes over 35 pre-built drag and drop sections. If we look at any of the sections more closely, we can take a look at just how many settings are common among these sections on the power theme. So for example, let's take a look at this top section here, which is an image plus text section. If we click into the section, we can see all the settings applicable to this single section. You'll find that some settings are basically very common across multiple sections on the power theme. So essentially every section in this theme includes this background color section where you can change the background color like so. This section max width on the desktop, so you can change the width of the section on the desktop. The top and bottom padding is also another setting that's common among sections on the power theme. So essentially every section on the theme has this setting, so you can add more padding to the top or bottom. And the animation. So this is the animation that plays when the section first appears when you load it. So you could have it bounce in, fade in, flip in, all that good stuff. So it's a pretty standard homepage, I think, for anyone familiar with Shopify. One difference you might notice here are these three sections here. So these are actually static sections, and these are for the bundle cards, which you can find at the bottom of the homepage. So essentially what we did is we added these three bundle card options for any page in the power theme that could potentially be a sales page. So the way these work is you can see each card is an individual section, and you can actually choose which product you would like to show in each card. So in this case, we did a 1-pack, 2-pack, 3-pack scenario, but you could just as easily do a 1-pack here, and then maybe a thermos plus like a kettle here, and maybe like a thermos plus a kettle plus a bag of coffee here or something like that. So these are like super versatile, and you can adjust each one individually here. These are actually really great for like increasing your average order value on your store. So if you haven't included any sort of like bundles or quantity break discounts on your stores in the past, then I definitely recommend that you give these bundles a try, because yeah, they honestly work fantastic. So that's about it for the homepage. Next, let's look at some of the other standard pages that comes with the Therm OSD, or sorry, the power theme in general. So essentially every Shopify theme has these sort of standard pages set up. So a home page, product pages, collection pages, blogs, cart, checkout, and the 404 error page. So every Shopify theme is basically required to have these sort of standard pages. So if we look at the product page quickly, this is probably looks familiar to other product pages that you've saw in the past. So this is a carousel which pulls in the images that you upload to Shopify for this particular product. And this is the description text that you also input within Shopify. One thing you'll find different here, and you can see that I added a few additional sections down here already just for illustration, but this is actually unique to the power theme, where you can actually add additional content to your product pages using these sections here. So these three sections were actually added using this unique section here called the dynamic sections content. So if you go inside here, you can see we actually have access to every single section that exists within the Power theme. So we can add sections very easily like this, and we can also drag and drop them with like a home page interface builder. And we can also delete sections if we no longer want them. So this sort of dynamic section block, you'll find this a lot throughout the Power theme on multiple pages. And this is very unique to the Power theme, and it's honestly what makes it so powerful. The ability to have this homepage like customizability added to pages outside the homepage. So we'll get in like a lot more into this later in the course and throughout the other sections. Also to your product pages, you can add like FAQs and reviews, etc. So that's the standard sort of product page. Let's just look at one more. Let's look at the cart page, for example. So this is the standard cart page that comes with the Power theme. And then you can also change the sections of the cart right here. And in addition to the cart section here, you can also add essentially any other section that you'd like to your cart. So one thing you might want to do is add like trust badges in this way to your cart page. And you have that flexibility with the Power theme. So next, let's look at some of the other sort of standard page templates that we include with every Power theme. So these include an About Us page, a Contact Us page, an FAQ page, a gallery page, a shipping page, and a Track Your Order page. So these are basically standard templates that come preloaded in every Power theme copy. So if we open the Track Your Order page, you can see that it comes preloaded with this standard sort of Track Your Order block. And then you can also like change the heading with this block here. If we look at the shipping page, yeah, this one is a blank page, but it comes with one of these dynamic section content blocks. So you actually have access to any section within the Power theme that you can add here. So you can add perhaps a heading followed by some plain body text, followed by a row of images here if you'd like. So again, this just offers you infinite flexibility when you're designing these other pages. So those are the standard pages that come with it. But the thing I definitely want to like draw to your attention right now are these custom landing pages. So these are super powerful, and probably the best thing about the Power theme are these custom landing pages that you can set up. So typically the Power theme setup would be to use these custom landing pages as product pages. So as you can see, this first custom landing page is actually the first one that we have on our store here. So if we scroll down, you can see all the sections. So this is actually the page that we would send cold traffic to for this store. And if you look on the left side here, you can see all the sections that make up this page. And it looks a little bit intimidating. Oops, sorry. It looks a little bit intimidating, I think, at first, but once we break it down, it'll be a little bit easier to understand what's going on here. So from top to bottom on the left here, it's basically filled with these static sections. And we'll get into all these sections later, but for right now, I'd just like to draw your attention to these two dynamic sections contents here, because this is really the bulk of this page. So again, if we click in, we have this homepage editor built into these custom landing pages. So essentially all the sections that you see here, or the majority of them, are within this sort of homepage builder interface here. If we scroll down a little bit, you can see the bundle cards again make an appearance. So you can see these 3 bundle cards here are the bundle cards right here. And if we scroll down a little bit more, you can actually see 3 more bundle cards on the bottom of the page here. Okay, so I think the last thing we'll look at in this tutorial is just the general theme settings. So these are essentially site-wide settings that you set for the Power theme. So some things inside the Power theme, it just doesn't really make sense to have them customizable on a section-by-section basis. And one example is the Add to Cart buttons. You're probably not going to want to individually change the color of each Add to Cart button because you want consistency across your store. So these colors are what we call like a global setting, which are found in the theme settings. So as you can see, you can change the color of your Add to Cart buttons here. Some more global settings are the typography. So this is the font style for the body font and also the header font. This is the social links and sharing, so you can input your Facebook, Pinterest, and Twitter and whatever accounts in there. These are for the bundle cards. So these bundle cards here, you can either display 2 or 3 bundle cards depending on what you want. And again, you can also change the background color behind the bundle cards as well. And there's an individual setting for basically every page on the store here. This one's cool. So this is the headers for the custom landing pages. So as you scroll to the top, you'll actually see that this landing page doesn't include a header right now. And that's because we turned it off here. So let's just turn it back on quickly. So there you go. Now you can see it pop back. So the ability to turn on and off headers for custom landing pages is actually pretty useful because depending on the style of your landing page, it's pretty common that you don't want to include a header just because it's additional buttons your potential customer could click. So it's one of those things where, you know, maybe less is better in some cases, depending on your design, and maybe the only clickable button you want on your landing pages would be the Buy Now button. So all these headers are able to be turned off right here. This is the favicon for your website. This is where you enter the Power Theme key code. So upon purchase of the theme, you're actually going to be emailed a key code. So what you're going to do with that code is come here and then input it so the Power Theme functions correctly for you. This is the Font Awesome subscription key code. So if we go to one of the pages with icons on it, I believe the custom landing page 3 does. Yeah, right here. So this is a for icon section, and it's cool to note that these are actually icons. These aren't JPEG images. So the way that you set these icons in the theme is through Font Awesome. And if you're not familiar with Font Awesome, it's basically just a library of icons, and they have hundreds, if not thousands, of free icons that you can use. But if you do have a pro subscription to Font Awesome, then you can also input the key code there, and that just expands your icon library. But honestly, the free version is more than enough. It has a lot of icons for sure. And then the last setting here is the checkout section. So this is like a standard Shopify checkout. You can just basically change the settings of the checkout like you would with any other theme. So this probably looks familiar to most of you. So that is it for the Power theme. That was a super brief overview, but I think it gives you an idea of what's included with the theme. And throughout the rest of the course, we're really going to dive deep into basically every aspect. So these custom landing pages, we're going to do deep dives into every individual section as well, and just all the customizability options that you have with the Power theme. So yeah, hope you're excited. Thanks for being here, and look forward to seeing you in the next one. Thanks.